Hey team, welcome back to Starcom, the unknown sector, where last time about we had what? Started to go down this path, met some pirates, lovely people, had to blast the shit out of them though. They tried to take my gold and I took that personally. Transferred the critically injured support personnel to the Selenos medbay. We've been assigned replacements from their staff. What do we get in the cargo? We got the Brogdeer chest number 2, which is no research. Same lock design, same solution. And again a survey log. It marked coordinates on the map. Not much to do with the ship, not much to do with research, so away we go. What are we doing? Trying to get medical supplies done? Seems like the humanitarian thing to do. Seems like the humanitarian thing to do. How the hell did I miss those two planets? What shit am I doing? Ensign Pyrrhix sets the lander down atop a high ridge with a commanding view and dramatic lighting. Most of the surrounding structures have fallen into decay, save for a large pyramid carved solid rock. The structure has an opening on one side facing the collapsing city. Inside is a gruesome sight. Hundreds of desiccated corpses show signs of both blunt trauma and kinetic weapon damage. Murals have been defaced with graffiti. False paths through the remnants' domains are false idols and will be washed in blood. The true paths are seen with devotion. One of the corpses has a foreign object lodged inside its digestive tract. The individual apparently swallowed this object prior to their death. Ensign Rhea notes that given their anatomy, this would have eventually killed them without surgical intervention. So we got us a kaleidoscope. We have now cataloged structures of similar style across multiple planets. While many civilizations build pyramids, this distinctive relief faceting is unusual and strongly points towards construction by a common culture. A small box-shaped object, roughly 9 centimeters long, with an opening at both ends. This device ingeniously stores fairly high-density data in a crystalline structure. Shining a bright light through one end reveals a consistent binary pattern through the other with an error correction mechanism. Oddly, the data seems completely random. Hey, and they gotta level up. Alright, 25 more points to the next round. Half a dozen ancient containers littered the landscape. Judging from the markings, these once held armaments and munitions. While empty, the containers themselves are made from a small but non-trivial amount of titanium. New theory on why the Empire fell? Lack of recycling. Looks like wasted material. As the team breaks down the crates, Ensign Kepler spots a data crystal lying a few meters away on the ground, as if deliberately thrown. It contains a decrypted message fragment to Colonel J. Rack. The disaster at Abstar, what should have been a straightforward negotiation with some fanatics, ended with the death of every subordinate under your command. Whether your genetic enhancement or training failed, I do not know, but the First Legion will handle the situation now. There are reports of similar situations developing on Academy near Core. Terminus is the nearest ship. We expect better performance from you against the unarmed academics. Autoclave protocol is authorized. Retrieve any surviving research projects. They also should be in possession of a fragment from... I remind you, your progeny are anxiously awaiting your return at the garrison, where you will... Oh, they got your children. They got your chitrons. Wait, I missed this one. What's going on here? What am I doing? Why am I slacking so hard? There are pockets of uranium beneath the planet's surface that periodically can sustain runaway fission reactions. Unfortunately, too deep for us to access. Then too irrelevant for me to care about. Wonder if that binary pattern goes to the portal doodad. That's my assumption. Oh, hi, CXTA, bro. How you doing? Hey, look, we got some assholes to blow up. Oh, hi, how are you? Lateral thrusters are awesome. Getting his ass beat though, I'll tell you what. Missiles being all wiggly and shit. Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to blast you. But I feel like maybe you should move away from this station, you know? Very nice, very nice. Missile guidance. So I'm gonna go down to this doodad, see if it is the key for those. I'm assuming since it's in the same area. Missile system, devout jewel data bank. Long-term gravitational field analysis of a massive octahedral object reveals subtle differences in this region's void effect. Apparently the Devout have been monitoring it for a while. More missile systems. Had to sneeze. Oh man, they're just putting bases everywhere, huh? Alright. I mean, they are just putting resources everywhere. My bad. Worded that wrong. Got an etherine out of them, whatever the hell that's used for. Haven't seen one of those yet. Large artifact is quite advanced, but at least with the blah 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 blah, try using the data stored on the device as a key. Atlas detects a sudden increase in energy levels within the structure, along with a shift of local warp space. Skadoosh. Seems like the creators of that artifact managed to create a temporary wormhole for a specific point in space. I'm guessing that having the point associated with a known gateway made the task simpler. Defendor, what are you good for? You're different from the other bases. Oh shit, it's got a laser beam. It's got a laser beam over here. I'm thinking maybe you shouldn't have that laser beam as you are quite dangerous with it. Hoping I could rip it off and take it. Damn. That works too. Yeah, I think the fixed guns were the best choice. Another pyramid rises out of the dry landscape. This one had silver and platinum inlays decorating its outer surface, which had been hurriedly and incompletely stripped away. The door on one side blends in almost invisibly with the surface, or would have had it been left closed. The inside is laid out across several levels with dormitories, large halls, and other rooms of indeterminate purpose. Most furnishings have been removed with a bit more thoroughness than the exterior. Computers and equipment have been smashed and blasted with the plasma. Looks like this is more of a hasty retreat than an attack. They probably destroyed the equipment they couldn't carry to avoid leaving behind data. Evans and Kepler lead a search of the debris. The team conducts a methodical search of the pyramid from literal top to bottom. In the lower dormitory levels, they find various amounts of silver coinage. Concealed beneath the armory, they find a replacement part for a plasma gun with a supply of yttrium. But more interestingly, the team finds something that could not be removed. A com port leading through the pyramid stone to the outer surface. Outer metal lattice. The decor on the pyramid's exterior is apparently a kind of antenna designed for receiving long-range transmissions. Evans and Gillies try to recover data from the equipment. After determining that the computers use xenon crystals to store data, Ensign Gleese uses a laser spectrometer to locate a shard that had been blasted clear of the debris with minimal damage. The audio translates to, "The rumors are true. Our last academy has fallen to the devout. There is a danger that they will obtain the portal code from those who remain behind. We must be prepared for evacuation. Locan's space is nearby, but they will surely sell us out or turn us into slaves. The Nimian will. So deep into the void we must go, but our time will come again." A little hiccup there, but back to work. Guess we'll go up here. I want to get the medical supplies to where they need to go. Not that I'm assuming it's time critical, but you figure a medical emergency might be on top of the list of concerns to take care of. Monitoring station. At first inspection, this is an antiquated communication relay that probably was recently pulled into this sector's gravity well. But Ensign Gleese notices power emission levels are above what the decaying reactor should be producing. The concealed sensors are monitoring tau neutrino emissions in the overall background radiation using a method more sophisticated than our own detectors. But I'm unclear why someone would go through such lengths to hide the scientific survey. Tau neutrinos. Further search reveals that while the station is indeed old, someone has modified it fairly recently with covert monitoring equipment powered by hidden batteries. After tearing out the old relay network, Ensign Kepler spies some hidden transmitters and data logs. Okay. That seems weird, right? Not sure if critical to something, so I won't blast it as of yet. The surface of this planet Now, this surface of this part of the planet is marked with irregular granite protrusions. These sometimes mark ore deposits. Come on! She's not doing so hot at this whole thing, is she? I need materials to make a bigly ship. And you're letting me down, Smalls. You're letting me down. This component may be tricky to analyze. I'm pretty sure there's some churlite inside if we just want to break it apart. Distinctive markings clearly announce this is a large fragment of a devout ship. While it sustained some superficial damage, its empiric notes its surprisingly good shape if it impacted from orbit. Bring it aboard, let's look it over. Analyze our doodads. Far from being definitely devout, initial examination is disappointingly unfruitful. This is a weird component. Despite the churlite core, there's no energy outputs. I'll need some time to analyze it. Devout Whirlpool Data Bank. Whirlpool is apparently what the devout call wormholes. They were using something called whispers to try to locate a specific one. This planet's development has a direction that points to outside intervention. I would be surprised if some external power is discouraging this planet from talking to strangers. This planet is roughly on par with where Starcom space was perhaps a century ago. Judging from area scans of the architecture and the environment, the entire planet fell into a deep decay several centuries ago, sort of a modernized dark age. It has since rebounded and is rapidly industrializing. Normally this sort of world would be eager for extraplanetary exchange, but the team's overtures are rebuffed. Apparently nobody wants to play with us. So do I travel over yonder? You know what? I'm gonna go deal with this medical shit. Or I'm gonna deal with some pirate booty. Alright, we can do that. What's up, Brotato Chip? You really want that 3 gold, huh? I'm just gonna tell you no, obviously, because, I mean, obviously. Rude. What happens when you have no cannons, bitch? We do death by 1,000 pew-pews. They are really tanky, though. I will say that. But if all you're gonna do is dance at me, you're gonna die eventually. I mean, it's how this plays out. It's like, bitch. Blasted. Getting counter blasted, but I mean, it's moot at this point. You're screwed. You lost an engine. And now you lost your ship. Hopefully you had an escape pod. I don't think they had an escape pod. Did I pick up from them another chest? Alright, I guess. Some over there. One over yonder. Still gotta go deal with that, but was just waiting for them to level up for the rolls. $435. What can I do with that? Probably decent. decent amount of things, to be fair. Damn, rolled right through him. I'm gonna try to pick off that piece that's throwing flak just to see if we can pick it up. Or I could detonate. Got the missile engine though. Go team us, right? She's a little predator. She's a little blasty predator. She doesn't take their shit. She may be small, but she's got teeth. She's a honey badger. Alright, into the void. Shouldn't take too long to get there. Then we'll just stop along the way, see what we find. Which might be just this one star. That's okay. Yeah, gate. Let's turn that on. Ooh, a comet. This comet has nearly a perfect crystalline core, likely caused by the stability of the system's Lagrange points. What I see is free research. Big chunk of research, too. These 3 comets we've seen have allowed me to further refine my model for stellar evolution in this universe. It is close to our own, but with subtle differences, particularly during the inflationary epoch. This looks like the remains of a repair pit stop. With the vastness of space, it's hardly unusual for travelers to leave some junk behind. What is unusual is leaving behind valuable, resource-rich components. Whoever was here must have been in quite the rush. Oh shit, we're sitting on 875 now. I was like, that's a big old chunk. Alright, before we travel down further, why don't we travel back? See if we can make a bigger ship. You know, with some more blasty bits and pew-pew doodads and stuff plus things. Sounds like a plan to me. Come on, let's land, damn it. Atlas has performed admirably in exceptional circumstances. Their crew have been awarded promotions in the field. It's time for their commander to receive the same. I'm awarding you the rank of Commander First Class. With your new rank, I have a bit more leeway as to what I'm permitted to divulge to you regarding our mission here. For the most part, it's as you've been briefed. We've been tasked with investigating this universe before expanding research access. There are a number of classified additional details, only some of which I've had full access to. The research division that uncovered the wormhole and figured out how to expand it had some cause for fear that there was something dangerous here. So they developed a Xenium device capable of creating a critical instability event at the Planck scale. If introduced to the wormhole during its collapse, it could permanently sever the connection. The idea is that if something in this universe poses an existential threat to our own, the CIE device will be used. Obviously, anyone on this side would be trapped here. Since this would permanently strand us here, my superiors decided that general knowledge of this information might create counterproductive motivations, as they put it. I disagreed, but was overruled. As I said, I'm allowed to disclose this information on a need-to-know basis. To Commander First Class and up. So I'm afraid you'll have to keep your crew in the dark. Man, I had a problem reading that one. I don't know what the hell that was about. My brain-mind thing did not want to work. My brain-mind doodad was like, no thank you. What if I just go for it? 400 and 250. Or I could get into other doodads, which is probably a good idea. We got scanners. What is this? Speed of surveys, meh. Fog, meh. Viewport, meh. Plasma turrets, so that's meh. Observation's a good idea. Viewport range is meh. Resource spotting is a good idea. Artifact spotting is a good idea. Coordinated response for repairs. 20 health when back aboard the ship. Let's roll. Yeah, alright, now we're talking. Okay, so we got most of the random shit done. Like, officer training's done, sensors are done, translators are done, guns are done. Just tractor beams and then up. See you, buddy. That was a good haul. Oh yeah, speaking of which. Getting ahead of myself here. Hold on, let me see what I can do. Now that we have researched explorer hulls, we can create larger ships. I need 2 more ethylene. So we gotta go blast us some stations until we get ethylene. I could do that. Should I do that? Yeah, of course I should do that. As there's not much that I can... You know what I'm talking about? I got a whole bunch of spots. Alright, hold on. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I do have 2 of the big guns in there now. And another engine. Let's go blast some shit. Holy shit, those are big. Those are some big old bolts. Oh, damn. I expected to come out to some bullshit, but goddamn. Alright, that did not go as quite as intended. There you are. Not quite. Okay, so anyway, back to work. Back to our long drive. The legendary steed of Whiskey Mug. Please be a gate in here somewhere. Thank you. Shit. I was about to be like, no, we gotta drive all the way back up. Ensign Gleese explains that this large structure is a mining impeller. Launched across a great distance, it would have driven itself deep into the planetoid's surface towards a known mineral deposit. Once it finished extracting, it would launch the resources into high orbit, where a drone harvester would eventually collect it. This method of extraction had a number of advantages, particularly the small amount of sentient labor required. But it left behind the impeller head, which necessarily had to be made of strong, lightweight material. Okay, titanium for me. This planet's mantle has a very low viscosity at its upper layers. As a result, the surface is highly unstable. The team takes standard elevated biohazard precautions upon landing, despite Ensign Reya's assurances that they are more likely to catch Dutch elm disease than a silicone-specific pathogen. They also rebuff offers for a lengthy celebration of the delivery. Yeah, you're gonna catch some silicone-based shit. Unless it mutates. I don't know how it would mutate from silicone pathogen to a carbon pathogen. Okay. With that out of the way then, oh, there's a star over there. That is a long drive. It's also a long drive. Everything's a long drive. You know what? Screw it. Let's just go for it. Everything's a long drive and... well, meh. It isn't like I'm not going to go down there at some point, right? Damn you! Giving me more stars to look at. The joy of exploration. There is always more to do when it comes to space. Can't argue with that, at least. Derelict vessel detected ahead. Okay, hi. This derelict is in remarkably good condition, particularly since neutrino decay readings on the reactor show it's been dead in space for decades, if not longer. It's the Marie Curie Celeste. Sorry, that was funnier in my head. Well, it wasn't funny in general, because the Marie Celeste was what, that ghost ship that came into port with nobody on it? Or something like that? The reactor shows been dead in space for decades, if not longer. Radiation levels are quite elevated, but still safe enough for a short-lived investigation. There's no sign of crew or passengers, and the ship logs are blank. Cargo hold has a number of containers of materials, including some radioactive, but they are still intact and do not explain the elevated radiation levels. Given the data storage medium, the radiation probably erased the ship's log, although I can't explain the radiation, which should have decayed by now. Free stuff is free stuff, you know? And then we blast it apart to take more free stuff. Yeah. Cannons take up a whole shit ton of energy. I will say that. Hey, I'll take another gateway. And a flinger. Alright, now we're talking. We're getting some exploration easy mode tools in, and it looks like an asteroid field. And a refinery derelict. Alright. Judging from the scans of this dust, this used to be a large, rich asteroid field. This is every rock imaginable. This derelict automated station was apparently built to recover ore from the asteroid and process it into ingots. The core equipment is intact. With some resources and elbow grease, I could get it working again. It was still collecting ore when it finally broke down. Probably became uneconomical to maintain this facility once the asteroid field was mined out. Ensign Gleason estimates it would take 80 units of aluminum, 25 units of titanium, and a chirolite to repair the refinery. Which I am missing a chirolite. A lone solar-powered radio antenna points to the sky. After examining the control unit, Ensign Gleason notes that this antenna is transmitting repeated data towards a nearby flinger. I think the data being transmitted are the coordinates of the antenna. This must be a failure mode that redirects the flinger to a known location. The antenna is still repeating. Update the coordinates to the warp gate at Solano. Okay. On the bright note, we do have a jump gate back, so what I should do here is actually just go over to the slip and slide. Oh man, I was hoping we'd see a gate there. And I could just easy warp to it, but fair enough. So, we need a chirolite. Let us go get the chirolite. And maybe some ethylene. Oh, we're already blasting. Okay, shit. Dude, I come out and they just blasting me up. They're like, haha, we got you, bitch. Take my stuff, you little shit. Hey, also, I did your trade thingy. Transmitted the confirmation of delivery. I've noted at the CXTA network that the Atlas is a reliable carrier, and I would make use of your services again. Oh, thanks. So chirolite, could use more chirolite to be honest. Now what? Brogdeer Brooks. Brookie boys are coming up. And of course, we started blasting. You seem to be losing against us. You have lots of ships, and now that we've seen your maneuvers, your advantage is gone. It'll go easier if you pay now. Easier for whom? That is the question, isn't it? Oh no, they have a thing over there I can pick up. But I definitely don't want to get that close. Definitely don't want to get tagged by all the blasty boys. Thanks. Yeah, I could definitely use a sheer light. Maybe two. Shit. Letting them get inside. Letting them get the close, as it were. Yeah, buddy. Do you have plenty of ships? Because I'm okay with that. Keep sending them 3 at a time. Almost tagged me. Oof, that was like the worst place to be. 2 assholes down. I got another etherine. That's why I went to fight them. Just for that. How fortuitous. Now, if you would be super nice and drop one as well, I wouldn't have to buy one. I doubt you will, but, you know, it's a nice thought. Is that netherine? It is. How about that? How about that? Like it was meant to be. Alright, so what do we got here? We need a churlite. Wait, what? I had a churlite all of a sudden? Did one of them drop a churlite as well? Son of a bitch. Alright, well, I'm gonna take another churlite for myself. And then I'm gonna come up to this side so I can blast another station. Jump through the portal, jump through the gate, turn on the refinery, go back to base, and probably call it. This is my game plan. This is my mindy plan. Will it work out for me is another question. Hey, the CXDA is blue now, so that's cool. This gun's got a long-ass range. Like, it's far longer than it says the range is. 144 AU, but it's still tagging it from way hella far away. The hell's that green thing? Is that uranium? Yeah, it's gotta be uranium. I kinda want you to damage me a little bit just so I can use battle stations for energy generation. And then we jump down to here. We We go up to there, we turn on the refinery, we get free resources assumptively. And we're having a good day. We're having a good day. Wait, what am I missing? Units of aluminum, titanium? Bet it's titanium. It's aluminum? Well, unexpected. Plasma rifle. Fires an explosive burst of volatile plasma, very similar to the Brogdeer's large cannons. This small weapon gives me a sense of how they modified their fixed guns to fire the volatile plasma. If we can find the pressurizer, I think we'd be able to make that variant. Illumination Databank. Amber Jewel has awoken, illuminating old text and revealing the chariot's designs to us. Prepare the missionaries. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound great. I would rather you did not prepare said missionaries. Thank you. Alright, so we need aluminiums. We need like 18, I think, aluminium. 12. Come on, rocks. Give me 12 goodly bits. Alright, almost. Oh, we're working it. Come on now. Oh, there we go. Boom. When the refinery is full, it's designed to automatically activate the nearby flinger and send the resources through. Ensign Galise spends many hours repairing the damaged hull and systems. Once completed, the intake manifold begin to inhale the dust and very slowly extract trace minerals from the tiny particles. You know what? Boom, we're good, son. We got the medical supplies delivered. We did some exploring. We blew up some pirates. We made a refinery, or we got a refinery. We co-opted a refinery. So I think that is a good place to take a pause. Y'all stay safe out there. Have a good one, and we'll be back for more shenanigans in a bit.